dissatisfied in some aspect of their lives, and they would love to have superpowers beyond those of other mortal men, because they know they could go out and really make a difference when they have those powers.
Remember The Hobbit, the Tolkien classic? Dwarves, trolls, and Smaug the Golden Dragon.
Gary could not get his head around, literally, could not embrace the concept of why anybody would wish to play anything but a human superhero. Gary hated the idea of a campaign run by Wizards, which is why Wizards is as weak as they are. Because if they weren't, they would run the campaign. And now you're doing whatever he tells you. And I finally won him over. I said, listen, that poor son of a gun can't do anything. At least let him light a trash bucket or go knock off that ogre with 1 hit point left. Let him contribute to the party. So he finally gave in and said, okay.
Back in those early days there in Lake Geneva, did you think to yourself, this is going to have a huge impact? This is going to be something that just, it's going to be not only synonymous with role-playing, but kind of synonymous with the fantasy, science fiction subculture as a whole?
Not exactly.
When did Dungeons & Dragons start in America?
1975, I believe. They are now a $22 million industry.
It really is one of the biggest growth areas of the leisure game market.
Very definitely so.
And Morley, the wizard.
There's a lot of dollars and a lot of pounds.
It's Dungeon Fantasy Board Game.
Your dungeon master has placed you in a dreadfully precarious position. You're playing the most phenomenal game ever created.
Challenge your imagination to come alive and to battle with the creatures of Dungeons and Dragons. Grapple against the forces of evil as a Marvel Comics superhero. Hunt adventure and glory as Indiana Jones.
TSR Hobby Dungeons and Dragons game. Products of your imagination.
Dungeons & Dragons will return after these messages.
I do not think that many parents are aware of what's inside the game. In fact, in my presentation, I show many pictures from the inside the books, just to show the images of this game. I mean, the gruesomeness of this game and the occult link to it.
Well, I know that when I did my message, and this has happened, I have letter after letter where people took the pieces. Now, there's sixes involved in the pieces of the game, but they take the pieces of the game, they would throw them in the incinerator or the fireplace, and screams would come out because there seemed to be some kind of spiritual forces inhabiting those pieces, and children would drop out of life. They didn't want to study anymore. What are the pieces, for instance?
Well, this game affects the most intelligent of our children. And the pieces include white witches, wizards, necromancers, the clerics, that type of thing. It includes evil wizards. It's a white versus black witchcraft. The good versus evil is white versus black witchcraft. And Anton LaVey, the writer of the Satanist Bible, says there is no such thing as white witchcraft.
Well, being a Satan worshiper, he should know.
Yeah.
Good evening. Tonight we begin with a story about make-believe adventure and real-life violence. What some critics fear is a connection between the two in a game called Dungeons and Dragons.
There's no such thing as bad publicity. Make it forbidden and everybody wants it.
Parents and psychiatrists are warning that the game is taking some children too far into the realm of dark and violent fantasy.
Tadpoling son Bing shot himself in the heart 3 years ago, hours after a suicide curse was put on his character as he played D&D.
Do you know if you're an intellectual, you'll probably end up in hell for it?
Dallas Egbert III, entered the University of Michigan at 15. Troubled young man. He was questioning his sexuality and moved in with a couple of lesbian friends of his and just didn't have any idea all this shit was going on the run. Didn't realize he was missing.
Tom Hanks and his friends get caught up in a deadly game of fantasy.
I am the main control.
Until they take it too far.
There will be 50 people give $1,000 and do it right now or I am finished.
Since these games are so violence-oriented, you do not just play at the game, you become the game. You are the game.
Sure, there's bloodshed and everything, but I think it's better to shed it in the game than out in real life.
And now, back to Dungeons and Dragons.
So what do I do?
First, you have to create a character. Roll your dice and find out what your ability scores are.
Greetings. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So you're just in time to see old Crow here log on to the information superhighway.
We play Dungeons and Dragons for 3 hours.
Listen to yourself, man. You're hanging with nerds.
You take that back.
Well, now, don't you tell me to smile.
Dungeons and Dragons starts Friday.
Why don't you name me the deities of the in elf domain?
You have my soul.
And you have my bow. And my
Oh, and like Julie and I, we have a lot in common because we're both paleontologists, right? But I mean, Rachel's just a waitress.
Waitress. Got it. You guys want to play Doom?
The ideas for Doom came from our D&D campaign, which was full of demons.
Drop! My name was Slop. In my rap shoot, my beats is stop. Send from the people when I start to jump. Almost a Jack DJ Arrow. If you try to knock me, you'll get whacked. I'll still fire you in my rock.
anything to you.
Shaking in your fingers, rock. Like a bitch when the neck go miss the spot.
Ready, guys? Let's do this.
Oh my God, he just ran in.
David. Oh, geez, stick it clean.
Oh, Jesus. Let's go.
Wow, he's cool. Yeah. Does him wanting to play with us again mean that he's turning into a geek? Or we're turning into cool guys?
I don't know. But I'm gonna go for us being cool guys.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Campaign 3 of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons.
We've got another friend of yours, Vin Diesel, who's like he's the biggest D&D fan on the planet.
He's not a fan. He's a dungeon master.
I am Colder the Witch Hunter, the 800-year-old immortal.
The eye of Odin opens up. 16 titties fall out.
But I couldn't be more pumped. Because this has been such a long road for us, and we're so proud of this movie, and to be able to finally show it to people who are fans and non-fans alike, and get the reception that we've been getting so far, it's exactly what we have